Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to the video. This is Troy here. Well, once again, mass shootings happen, and then everybody wants to blame the guns and not the people who are actually doing the actions. And before I get started, there's a Beretta PX4 Storm, a 9mm, an AK-47, a Wasser 10, a Bushmaster AR-15, and a Mossberg Maverick 88 12-gauge shotgun. So the Alexis, the guy who did the shooting at the Washington Navy Yard, originally they said, and that was reports 10 hours later after the shooting, that he used an AR-15, which the reports were wrong, and he used a Remington 870 shotgun from what I read just recently. Now, even though the reports were wrong, it took Obama and Feinstein and others not very much time to jump on the bandwagon and say, you know, we need to do something about this. And now you don't hear that much about it, except what you heard today when they had the memorial at the Navy Yard, and he still said things still need to be done as far as some type of gun control, but he didn't mention anything about ARs and or AKs or anything like that. And then here's, like I said, an AK-47 and a Wasser 10. They said an AK-47 was used at the shooting at the park in Chicago, which were 13 were shot, and thank goodness none of them have passed away. So let me bring you over the computer, and I want to show you guys a few things and some few statistics that I've found. Okay, everybody knows by now that the person's pictures that you see before you is Aaron Alexis, the person who did the shooting at the Washington Navy Yard. And originally it was reported 10 hours after the shooting or more that an AR-15 was used, and that information was wrong, and he actually used a Remington 870 shotgun. But it didn't take too long for Obama and Feinstein and all the other gun grabbers saying that we need to do something about what they're calling assault rifles or assault style rifles, and I'll talk a little bit further about somebody else who said that too as well. So later this evening, and today's the 22nd, CNN came out with this a recap of how Alexis got into the Navy Yard and different things that's happened over the past couple of months. So he had a valid ID for his contractor to be a contractor at the Navy Yard in that building 197. He took in a bag slung over his shoulder which held the shotgun, was broken down. There was a background check done on him in 2007, and nothing came up in the background check. And talking about the shotgun, it was disassembled in the bag. They didn't search his bag going in through the front gate or going into the secure building at 197. Went into a bathroom, assembled it, starting the shooting. The attack took 30 minutes, and he also was found with a pistol. I believe it was a Glock, and that pistol was actually taken from a security or police officer that was shot, and he took his gun away from him. Something that I didn't know was etched on his shotgun were two sayings, or one was "better off this way," and another one, "my elf weapon," and that goes to get into his mental status. As far as the response, they said the response on the news was fantastic, didn't take that long, but this report here says that a highly trained tactical U.S. Capitol police officers headed to the base, but were told to by a watch commander to stand down. And now the chief has ordered an independent review, so they're looking into that one. And then I made a video about security, and some people said, oh, you don't know anything about the security or anything like that. The Navy Yard also has its own police force, but there were only 7 officers working Monday. I even read a story about, and actually saw on the news too as well, saying that the vehicles they've used, some of them are not working, and they actually had to run to some of them even across the Navy Yard to actually get there, which took them longer. And of course it goes on to talk, of course there was blood everywhere because a lot of people were shot and killed. and of course the steady recoveries. It gets into talking about motive. Right now they really don't have anything. There's talk about him not being paid for another contracting job he did overseas. But I think you'll say that the red flags that is that the person was mentally ill. Hearing voices. In August, Alexis told police in a news report in Rhode Island that he was hearing voices and was convinced that someone was using a microwave machine to send vibrations into his body to keep him awake. Police notified the Navy. The Navy isn't commenting. Well, the Navy, if they didn't look into it, should have. He should have been sent to a psychiatrist. He should have been evaluated. He should have put on. Most places have a 72-hour hold, and most likely this would not have happened, or it would have at least put it off anyway. Strange behavior. Also in August, he was in an altercation with a family in an airport in Virginia, where he thought somebody was laughing at him, and he used profanity, but then nothing really came about it and was broken up. Trouble sleeping. Also that month, he went to the VA Medical Center in Providence. They gave him sleeping medication. And they asked him if he was suicidal or anything like that, and he said no. And a disregarded warning that this senior Navy officer told CNN that Navy officials knew about Alexis' 2004 arrest of the shooting out the tires of the car, but they decided to grant him security clearance anyway. So you can clearly see that he's most likely mentally ill. And also that there was a problem with not enough security on the base, and then also him being granted security clearance when he shouldn't have. So there's three problems there with that. Now let's get into the shooting in Chicago at the park where 13 people were shot by an AK-47. They said, luckily so far nobody has passed away from this. And this is the chief superintendent of police. His name is Gary McCarthy. Gary McCarthy is a real asshole, using the words assault-style weapons, military-style weapons, saying they all should be banned, including high-capacity magazines. They have no business on the streets or in your parks. Well, you're damn right they shouldn't, but it's your job as police superintendent and your people to make sure that they're not, and not by banning any type of guns or weapons, because you have one of the strictest rules, if not the most strictest laws on with handguns, and the criminals are still getting those guns too as well, and you're most likely to be killed by a handgun than the rifles. So if you look into all of the shootings that have happened, over the past 5 years, 10 years, whatever you want to take it, about 9 times out of 10, maybe 8 times out of 10, there's something to do with the person has some type of a mental illness or a troubled person, and the information is not being put into the system to stop these people from getting the guns, or guns are made too easily available to these people by family members or friends, and they take them, steal them, or whatever. So there's no reason for anybody like the superintendent of the police superintendent of Chicago calling for assault weapons ban, just like Obama and Feinstein, whenever type of shootings happen, they want to ban assault weapons. So that's the video. I know it's kind of long, but thanks for sticking with it, and we'll see you next time.